Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be breaking down the Visa Bulletin for December 2023. I made a video yesterday. Actually, I sensed that there would be no movements on certain visa categories. I mentioned F2A, F2A and B, and this is basically what happened today. The Visa Bulletin was updated and no movements took place for F2A, F2B, and this time around it wasn't just the two I mentioned. We equally have F1, F3, F4. So what is really going on? We have a lot of people out there waiting for their loved ones to join them in the United States of America, but because of these backlogs, nobody seems to understand the way forward. Now let's take a look at this Visa Bulletin and break it down to see exactly what visa categories actually moved. If we look at F1 for family preference visas, initially it was in 2015 because basically I'll just be going with the years, the months don't really matter. It was in 2015 in November, and this December Visa Bulletin, it still kept it there. There wasn't any movement. If you look at F2A, F2A was on February 2019. No movements as well, same as in November. F2B, September 2015. Now, after these statistics, we're going to be looking at some of the reasons, major reasons why these backlogs are still existing and why lawful permanent residents are the ones that are suffering a lot from these general backlogs. Now look at F3. F3 was in 2009. It's still there. F4, 2007. So these are the final action dates I'm mentioning. So if you're still to understand what final action dates mean, final action dates are the dates where you're eligible to actually filing for a green card. So it's basically maybe for those who are out of the United States of America, it's the time for them to acquire an immigrant visa to come and then apply for a green card directly. For those who are in the United States, it's time for them to do adjudication, adjustment of status using the 485. So that's the final action dates I just mentioned. So at this time, the final action dates for F3, F1, F2, F4, they didn't move at all. Looking at the dates for filing petition, now dates of filing petition is actually different from final action dates. So the dates of filing petition is the date where the Department of State tells you it's time for you to submit documents for them to either process a visa or start the adjudication if you're already in the United States of America. Those dates didn't move as well. If you're watching me right now, you'll be looking at your visa bulletin, you understand what I'm saying. So these dates are not moving. Final action dates and dates for filing petition. If we look at the diversity visa lottery, well, for that it's okay, because for Africa we have 22,000 visas that are available already. For Asia we have 5,500. For Europe 12,000. For North America, I mean, we have just 5. There's always less people applying over there. For the Oceania continent we have 6,500, and for South America we have 1,000. Now looking at the work visas, did it move? Yes. For the work visas, it's been looking pretty good for some time now. If you look at the employment base, now most other workers visas, they are 2020, which sometimes they could still approve you if you were 2020 within 2020, depending on the availability of unused visas. The fourth category is in 2019, the third category 2021, the second category on 2022, and then the first 5th categories, they are all on 2023, which are all current. So for the work visas, there are not too many, the backlog is not that existing that much, but the actual people going through this serious backlog situation is the family members of lawful permanent resident, and it's really disturbing because too many people are expecting to be with their loved ones and they are not able to get that because these family members are actually probably trapped back there with your passports, maybe at the embassy, or they're still to get interviews, or maybe so there are lots of things. I equally made a video about the backlogs for cases that are documentarily qualified in the National Visa Center, those who have been scheduled, and those who are still waiting to become documentarily qualified. most of these usually they apply for lawful permanent residents. Some U.S. citizens are actually having few experiencing some little delays, but that's not going to be lasting for a long time because usually the delays are mostly affecting lawful permanent residents. Well, I guess the advantage, what could be on the table, the backup could be that, well, when lawful permanent residents they come in directly, they're eligible to apply for a green card. Meanwhile, for other preference categories or those who don't come in directly as lawful permanent residents, they'll have to go through some lawful proceedings, court proceedings, before they can acquire a permanent stay. But then, in my opinion, I really don't think it's it suits everyone because it doesn't stand well. Because a lot of people have been able to get to the point where they were already eligible to move, but because of some backlogs that set in, they've been held back. So the only thing we can be hoping is that these visas get approved on time and those who are still to get interviews. So we are hoping that the visa numbers, maybe for a new year 2024, the probability that the lawful permanent resident family preference visas, they might be a great movement. But at this time, we don't seem to be seeing these numbers moving. Like I said, this is a fiscal year 2024, and December is already here. So the next visa bulletin we'll be expecting will be the visa bulletin for January, and that will be published on by December 10th. So thank you very much for watching this video. If it is your very first time to join us, please subscribe, like, and share. Help us to get 4,000 subscribers. And if there is something I mentioned in the video that you didn't understand, then you might want to use the comment section below to make a question. Then I'll be eligible. I'll be ready to answer your question. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you in my next one. Bye.